those of you that are watching me nationally know that I am here in Dallas, Texas, and there's some interesting shenanigans going on here. Um, and what I mean by that is we have got an issue with the upcoming elections. This might be a little nerdy for some of you, but I got to geek out on it because over the last little while, the last 6 weeks, I've been training election workers. My husband and I are very involved in local politics. We really want to make Dallas a better place, a safer place. We want to ensure that it's better than it has been. Crime has been terrible. There's been all kinds of issues here in Dallas. And so we decided to stop complaining and start the doing. And in that, we got involved with our local party. And our local county party had asked me to help train election workers. Of course, I'm going to help. And so when I got the training information from the Secretary of State and the Dallas County Election Department, I was shocked, I tell you, to find out that if you have an ID that's called a limited term ID, and that basically means that you are coming into this country on a limited term, it's generally for a 12-month period of time, where you can drive a truck, let's say, and work. If you have a limited term ID and it's been expired, initially, Dallas County Election Department was telling us that we had to accept that ID as valid ID. Well, they only give that ID to non-citizens. And so as we were sharing this information and training, we had people who've never been an election judge, who've never worked elections before, and they're hearing that you can take a non-citizen ID and use it to vote in the great state of Texas. It was crazy. There were questions all over the place. People were contacting their legislators, contacting their elected officials. They were contacting the Secretary of State. It was mayhem. Now, mind you, in Dallas County, we have what's called county-wide voting. And what that means is that you can live in any precinct and you can vote anywhere in the county of Dallas. So on election day, that means there are 473 voting locations that you can go to vote. 473. That means that we have to have one judge from the Democrat Party and one judge from the Republican Party at each one of those locations. So at minimum, we need 473 individuals to be an alternate judge at that location. And then we need another 473 clerks. And then we need poll watchers. So that's what, 12, that's like 1,500 people at minimum in order for us to effectively roll out these elections and these voting centers. So we're talking training 1,200, 1,300 people. And when they start finding out all this information about these limited term IDs being a viable way to vote, it's been crazy days. Now, if you want to affect change, you don't only need to be complaining about it, but you need to know who to complain to. Well, I'm telling you today that we had so many people contact their legislators, contact Jane Nelson, who is the Secretary of State for Texas. And because of the concern, the Secretary of State sent out a statement to the Texas Attorney General asking for clarification on this issue. That's right. The grassroots people made a difference. Instead of just complaining, we had different counties, not only Dallas County, but different counties across this great state of Texas make a big enough stink to where we were heard. That is what a representative type of government needs to do, is to respond to the concerns of the people. Because we all want free and fair elections. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care if you're conservative leaning, independent leaning, if you're a Democrat. We all want our vote to count as intended. And for the last couple of election cycles, We all know that that's been a concern. And so all we're trying to do is ensure that every United States citizen who is legally able to vote has the right to do so and without interference.